Then when the new man then got everything he needed from the woman, leaves her ass with a wet vagina and dry pockets. Now you need the son to step up and be the man of the house again. See, this is trickery. You bitches be annoying me with this bullshit. I don't hear nobody out there. Okay, now we finna start a new book. Okay, those of you who are paying members already know what the next book is. The rest of y'all, I told you was going to have to wait till it got to the YouTube, and it is now to the YouTube. Also, for you paying members, however you pay your fees, whether it's through the YouTube or the Patreon, you all will be able to see Sunday, the premiere, parts 1 and 2. All the rest of you, like I said, y'all gonna have to wait till it hit the YouTube. Additionally, don't forget that I am going back home to Washington, D.C. soon, a chocolate city. Hey, and it is very important that you tip your favorite narrator at $Rob on YouTube. It is so very appreciated. Now, with all that being said, honey, let's begin reading Earl, the Autobiography of DMX. For those of you who are new over here, if you hear some snoring, it is Lulu. That's the book club mascot. We own a Frenchie over here. He a blue merle. Frenchie, standard. He don't have one of them smushy noses like how the other Frenchies do. But anyway, we got a Frenchie over here, and child, he just be randomly snoring. I don't know what to do. Just get used to it. My name is Earl Simmons. I was born December 18th, 1970. Sagittarius. He gonna knock you out with it. Put it this way, I done already read to Lulu walking out because he like, bitch, you talking too loud. To part put it this way, I done read all the way up to page 41, and he done already wore my ass out. My name is Earl Simmons. I was born December 18th, 1970 in Mount Vernon, New York. The first and only child of Arnett Simmons and Joe Barker. I've always hated my first name because it always sounded so corny to me. And no, I don't have any middle names. Pause. Bullshit the baker. Every Earl I know puts niggas in the ground. Especially if their middle name is Earl. Charles Earl, Ray Earl. Every Earl I know be robbing the gambling house. So I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe because he's from New York and he don't know about them Earls down in the South. Why my mother couldn't give me the names of some of the other men she dated, I don't know. There were certainly enough of them around. My mother found out she was pregnant with me when she was 19. It was bad because she already had a 2-year-old, Benita, and hadn't planned on having another baby. So she moved into this home for unwed mothers in Mount Vernon and asked her sister to take Benita off her hands for a while because her nerves were shot. That just means they got some kind of issue that hadn't been diagnosed. And trust me, back in the day, in the 70s, the 60s, there wasn't no diagnoses going on at all. It wasn't no depression and bipolar going on. I think they probably diagnosed schizophrenia at a time, but child, they wasn't doing no diagnosis. When I was 1, my mother's mom died, and even though she didn't grow up with her, my mother lost the only other person she felt she could look to for help. Laverne wouldn't take both of her kids, so my mother was forced to realize that she had to find a place of her own. Yonkers had more low-income housing than Mount Vernon, so that's where we went. We lived in a small, dark, one-bedroom apartment in a building called the Roca. My mother was on public assistance, and it was really hard for her to take care of us and pay all the bills and the rent at the same time. A lot of what he's saying in this book I've heard before in his interviews, y'all, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all gonna be mad at me. You know, I provide the commentary on what I read. And like I said before, DMX is wearing my ass out. Anyway, he explained that he was a very sickly child. And there were a lot of times that his mother had to take him to the emergency room. One time I had such a bad asthma attack, my sister told me that my heart stopped beating. And the paramedics had to take me out of my house in one of those sit-up stretchers because I almost died. I don't remember that, but I do remember the day I got hit by a car. Child, he just said that shit so cavalier. Luckily, I didn't break anything, so I got better in a few weeks. But what hurt the most was when I found out later that I could have gotten some money from the accident. See, not only had the driver run a red light, but he was also drunk. A month after the accident, an insurance company man had come to my house talking about a settlement, and my mother turned down $10,000. "Thank you. We don't need your money, sir," my mother told him. "My family is Jehovah's Witnesses, and our faith teaches us to be self-sufficient." Pause. So because his mother did not sue those people that hit him because of her religious beliefs, for no other reason but her religious beliefs, he took it personal. He mad because he found out that he could have got $10,000. Look, your mother didn't have malice intent. She did what she thought was right. But it's going to be a lot of Earl blaming his mother for things that she thought was right. Before that, I actually liked Jehovah's Witnesses as a kid. Ladies that my mother would get to babysit my sister and me would always take us to the different churches they went to. So I had experience with many kinds of religions growing up. But my mother said she liked the structure of Jehovah's Witnesses for us kids, and I always enjoyed it when she took us to the local Kingdom Hall for service. Pause. I speak about Jehovah's Witnesses periodically. And what I will say, for those who have trouble assimilating themselves into the world or the norms of the world, I'm not saying that J-dubs are normal, because in a lot of ways they're not. But I will say they give you a sense of discipline so that you can maneuver in the universe. Like I say about the Bible is just a handbook to life. You know what I'm saying? And the J-dubs Bible is just stricter. That's it. That's all. I remember the little gold books of Bible stories they gave out, and I used to read the Watchtower magazine a lot. It's crazy how different songs can bring you back to a certain memory. The Spinners, I'll Be Around, reminds me of those days. My mom used to play that in a house on this old 8-track cassette deck that had these big gray buttons. I remember the tapes only had 4 songs on each side, and I wanted to hear the Pointer Sisters or Shaka Khan all the time. My mother sang. People actually used to say she sounded like Shaka. At one point, she tried to start a singing career and joined this group. It was her, this woman, Eileen, and these 2 other guys. They rehearsed at a club called Brown Eyes right down the street from the Roker. When my mother couldn't afford a babysitter, she used to bring my sister and me with her, and we would just sit up on the speaker. I remember the music was so effing loud. She was with the group for over a year, but after they did a talent show at the Apollo, someone asked them to go on tour. And that's when my mother dropped out. She told her partners that they'd have to find another singer because she didn't like the idea of shuttling her kids back and forth on the road. She never said anything to me about it, but I bet she probably regrets that decision to this day. Listen, the mindset you have as a child is different from the mindset you have as an adult. Sagittarians, oh baby, they will put one in you. Bow. Easy. You hear me? Them Sagittarian men ain't nothing to play with because remember, they are the athlete of the zodiac. Okay? They have no problem with putting work in. Not at all. Okay? But they are highly sensitive. They're the type that will pop, and then go home and cry about it. Sounds like when he speaks of this event, he's like, damn, she should have did that because that would have put us in a better position. When in reality, she chose her family over a career. You got a lot of children that are super hurt because their mother did not choose their family over their career. I don't want to go out on the road. No. And then my children don't have a stable environment. Hell no. But goddamn it, this is what I choose. I choose this. You know, and whether it was right or wrong, it came from a place of love. You know, and I'm not saying his mother made every decision right. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he's just hard on her. My mom's used to be real nice looking. She had a pretty face, sexy smile, and a real attractive shape. What is a sexy smile, y'all? And yeah, she had that walk too. When we were outside, dudes in the street used to always turn their heads to watch her go by. I used to hate that. I couldn't have been more than 4 years old when on the way to nursery school, I started to hear guys on the corner hollering at her. Hey, pretty lady, what's happening? My mother never answered them. She never even looked their way. Oh, you so hateful. You so hateful, they used to yell. I didn't know what the word hateful meant, but I knew it was bad. I didn't want anybody to talk to my mother like that. And after the third or fourth time I heard them say that to her, I suddenly got the urge to kill each and every one of them. That's dangerous. That's foreshadowing. I don't know what the Earl did on the street or, you know, if he was that guy. I don't know. But that's dangerous to me at 4 years old, you thinking about murking people. Every time we walked by them, I became more and more confident that I could do it. I could kill a grown man. All I had to do was jump on his back, choke him, and he'd be dead. Obviously not understanding that he would have effed me up at 4 years old, but I was sure I could do it. Don't call my mama hateful. Come on, boy, and shut your mouth, my mother would scold me. Then the guys would laugh and we'd keep walking. My mother never thought I meant anything by it. But I was dead serious. I believe you. Your mother the only one that don't believe that she raising a killer. She was the one always explaining to me how I needed to take care of things. Pause. Y'all bitches be creating monsters and don't even understand. And you wonder why your son is already out there on the street getting to the money. By the time he's 12, it's because you all done told him that he's the man of the house. And I understand it, but you got to break it down. Some of these women make their sons their man, meaning you got to take care of me. And then that is embedded in their mind, and they believe that they got to take care of their mother by any means necessary. Baby, it's not your fault that your mammy chose wrong. You don't have to take care of the family. It's her job to take care of you. She's the parent, not you. Now, yes, she should raise you strong to take up for your sister, or your other siblings. But as far as taking up for her, that's my biggest problem with bitches who raise their sons to be their man, and some of you bulldaggers too. I'm on his mother's side so far. But this bullshit about raising your sons to be your men, I'm not riding with. Period. You know why? Because if the woman had a man, she damn sure wouldn't allow her son to be her man. And the fucked up, twisted part about it is the only time the son is the man of the household is when she don't have a man. So you're mentally messing with the young boy's mind. Oh, you the man. Okay, well now I got a new man. You go over there and you sit down and you listen to this man. And then when the new man then got everything he needed from the woman, now you need the son to step up and be the man of the house again. See, this is trickery. You bitches be annoying me with this bullshit. I should have realized then that my mother was going to be on some bullshit.
Hey, do my favorite go-go song. Taking a ride on the east side, made a left on MLK. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful day. Riding high on the west side, looking for a hood rat to play. Won't you come out and play? Won't you come out and play? Hey, taking a ride. Hey, hey, on the south side. Ooh, ooh. Hey, hey, hey. We like that good. Say what?